So hi everybody. My name is Jeremiah James. I go by Ojos Todos as my DJ name, and this is In Process. I'm excited to have Wondermuff with me
Okay.
today. Probably my most illustrious and secret schmeecret guest of all time. So if you have seen Wondermuff, it's kind of like an enigma,
Ooh.
like somebody who kind of flits in and out of our parties here in Rochester is the way I look at it. So I'm gonna try one more thing. So we're gonna try to get off the land and just try Wi-Fi because at this point it's just freezing. We're gonna try one more thing, and we're 15 minutes late, but it's all good.
Yeah, but we're fashionably late,
Yeah,
as I was saying
one
before.
more thing.
So it's gonna work.
Yep. So this is the absolute last try. So we're gonna go off the land, see if it works better with Wi-Fi, and just go from there. Okay, so Wondermuff is here. Wondermuff is Enigma. Wondermuff has a shirt that says, what does this say? Eat your girl right.
Or maybe treat.
Oh, I didn't even
Oh.
see it. Yeah, so it's hard to see in the light, but if you
Okay,
look
so
closely, it shows the T and the R. Maybe that'll show up on the black light because there's like a little black light
it's both.
on the actual mixer, which would be kind of cool. So, all right, so we have a lot of sushi here. We both worked our jobs. We're both very tired. Um, and we just need to eat. So we're gonna be munching and crunching. I apologize for the sounds.
I
We're
think
gonna
it's gonna be so interesting.
we're gonna enjoy we're gonna enjoy this interview. So I kind of want to do a quick little rundown of Wondermuff. So you are probably that's not true. I was gonna say you're our first international DJ. That's not true though. Or Orque was our first international. But you would definitely be like
Shout
our
out to it.
first. Yeah, Orque is amazing. You would definitely be like our first European star. So which is very cool. Um, I'm just gonna kind of jump through your bio. So from is it Copenhagen or Copenhagen? I didn't want to fuck that
As you
up.
like it, actually. It
Okay.
depends on the accent that you put on.
I didn't want to mess it up.
Copenhagen.
So
Copenhagen. If you say Copenhagen, it's even better.
Copenhagen. So the
Yes.
G is like silent. Okay.
Yes.
So you've done clubs there. You've done clubs in Milan. You did a bush doof in Australia,
That was fun.
which is really cool. I definitely want to hear about that. And you just have like a lot of just projects you've been involved in. So collectives, you've been on radio platforms, DIY gatherings, grassroots things. Um, some of this stuff you're just gonna have to explain. So you're telling me about the boats that you like DJ'd on, Wiki Wacky
Oh
Wizards.
my god.
I really like this one, Biotech or Biotech. I don't know if I'm saying
Yeah,
that right.
beauty it, we were
Yeah,
saying, yes.
a
It was
greenhouse community space in Norbro centered around urban sustainability. 320 collab,
yeah.
an experimental sound immersive media collective. I'm not gonna try to say that. Rev Shalom.
Yeah,
I did.
Repsalon. Yes, Repsalon. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Oh my god, I
And
miss
then
everyone now.
what was cool is when I was doing the like the bio write up with you, you were like, oh, one more thing, and that was K41, which is a co-creative hub run and composed of a mixed group of architects, musicians, designers, artists, and scientists. Super cool. I want to hear about that. Then some of those crews are Fuck or Fook, Tapestry of Sound, and Sound by the Sound. I've definitely heard of Tapestry of Sound. And then some of the clubs you were at were Culture Box and Den on den Side or
Is
Seed?
it then under Seeden?
Seeded? Okay.
Sorry for my
Yeah.
Danish, I should be
No, I mean I'm
bad.
the one
No,
fucking up.
no,
Fucking
not
it
for
up.
you, but like for my many years in Copenhagen. So,
No, it's great.
yeah.
And then you did the burning thing. And then you also spun with Spina,
Spina.
or Spina.
I would say Spina, but
Okay, I'm
please
getting all these,
correct
I'm
me
getting all
when
these
it.
wrong.
Yeah, there are
This is
many
my
names
this is
in
my nightmare.
it.
And then eventually making your way to us and spinning at Soul Rehab, which is where we first met. I was doing photography, and I really do think that's the first time we met, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Amazing
that's how a lot
photography,
of
by
these
the
stories
way.
start. I'll get your picture first before we talk, and then Circle Back, which is like our local, just kind of hang out and mix, your favorite stuff. Shindig. Has a very open decks feel, I feel like.
Yeah.
Circle Back. And then Rendezvous, which is like our queer beach party, which I consider an offshoot from Juicebox. So you've done a lot.
Yes.
And there's more. There's
Yeah.
more. So real fast, if you're watching, please just throw in the chat if there's any staggering or anything like that, or if it's going well, just let us know. Toss that in the chat. That really helps me with knowing what settings to do. So that's just a ton. Yeah.
Yeah, also I must say that it's so weird to see everything written down the way, like the beautiful way you did it. Because like I always rolled with beautiful people and collectives and situations and yeah, music. And then I never really stopped and considered all of these. And now this is the first interview also that someone made me. So yeah, it's exciting.
It's hard because I have to distill what is such an amazing journey into a little bit. It's like, oh God, like how do I put this in a way that kind of makes sense, that's chronological, and just sort of gives everything its due, But that's why we're doing interviews, so we can get deeper into it. So I think I usually ask, like, where'd you get your name? I put that in our story, like the little write-up thing on the Instagram. We can talk a little about that, but like just check out the post I made. I worked really hard on that graphic design. Just do it because
Great.
I just kind of want to get away from just like what's your name, what's your influences. Let's like do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So let's just jump into K41 because I really like how looking at that, and I did check out the website. It's like a co-collaborative space, and it's not just geared to be like a DJ thing. Like it has
Yeah.
like people from different disciplines. And so I just kind of want to know, like, how did that start? What exactly was all of your people's aims in that? Like, what were you kind of trying to do?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be quite short on this because it's funny enough. I moved to K41. First of all, is a house in central part of Copenhagen, and I moved there with a bunch of architects. I was the only non-architect in the house. They welcomed me very well, and we were living in I think 6 people, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And it's a beautiful old house in the center of Copenhagen, and then we were very like-minded people that like to explore music, like crazy science and exploration. And then I would say thanks to the driver Eugenio that then transformed it into what is K41 now.
Okay.
Then he had a vision of I want to clean this house in a way that he knew, like also in terms of like the style and the design that is now. And I had more a vision at the beginning of I just want to throw parties, and then there were like also my very good friend people there who were just like I want to say hi to Ada. Oh my god. Anyway, like I'm going to like this memory lane of like so many things happen, and then we just started with like an incredible party of like a 24 hours, together with for oh sorry. Like starting like basically there was like another friend that like started like Mundi Festival, which is a festival in south of Italy.
Wow.
Which like, everything is so interconnected. But I don't even I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Eventually, I maybe he's still doing it, and then we decided to do like a whole 24 hours with like music DJs, and then that started up as okay, we can be like a collective, we can be like some music and weird shit going on. And then COVID hit and I moved out.
Oh,
And
okay. So this is like kind of
yeah.
recent.
Yes, it was in
Think about it.
2020. Yes,
2020. I mean,
yeah.
I guess 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
6
isn't
years
it?
ago
So
now,
shit.
kind of.
To me, I'm like
recent,
2020 is
but-
but like I don't know. I'm 35, so it still feels recent.
So yeah, we had also that was like an incredible party the day because I met some of my best friends. Now I met them at their party, and then it was like, yeah, they were. It was fantastic.
That's so cool.
So,
And
yeah.
you all live there like 24/7?
Yes, it was our home,
Wow.
and it's very like that's another thing. Like
It's like a
Copenhagen.
commune or something.
Yes.
Wow.
I
that's so
love
dope.
one thing of Copenhagen that I haven't found anywhere in the world like that I
Yeah.
love is this collective feeling. People really care about like living together in collectives and do their craft. And so many times, like then just your friends or you live together, and then you create like you got some speakers, you got some sound, you want to do something, and then you create a collective, and
I
then it
love
becomes
that.
bigger, and then
I mean, that's kind of
voila.
how it always happens, right? And you just kind of like a vision. But that's the first time I ever heard of people just like living together. I mean, you hear about roommates, you know, like maybe there's always like duos, like DJ duos are big. Like, oh, they knew each other and they lived together and like produced together. But that's
Yeah.
like completely, it's like bigger scale and
Yeah, but I
stuff.
would say to check out what it became, because I would
Yeah.
say that it started like as these, and then it became very beautiful Croatian, where yes, beautiful Croatian, more like artistic, and yeah, we had, I must say also, like we had a beautiful show with like local Danish and
Yeah.
a Nordic artist, and we kick off, let's say, like the curatorial part in that way, also not just with a party, but and also with Bucharest. So we had Bucharest and the Nordics,
Okay.
and so it was like 2,000 something kilometers. The name of the exhibition, because it's the distance between Copenhagen and Bucharest.
Yeah.
With this, oh, I forgot now, the art collective, but with them, gotta post everything, check it out,
Yeah.
because
No,
like
it's super
they are also
cool.
like an incredible
I'm checking out
bunch of
this site and
artists.
it's a, first off, like
Yeah.
design wise, it's gorgeous. I love the design language. And it's just really, really
Yeah.
cool. So that's something that you did that like you can be like, I did that.
I
Like I
started
was,
it, but
yeah.
I would say, just because like I want to be honest with that, like I didn't do that. I started, like I helped starting it with
Yeah,
the curation of that,
you know,
and then
launch it.
it took on with different people, which great that you continue. I
Yeah.
would say like more started it in the like something that is more like also mine. I would say is Bioticket in the way it became, and also participating in 320 collab. That were more like me.
Yeah.
K41 though, like I'm very proud of like kicking it off of
No, but
like
that's
yes.
just so
So
cool.
that's yeah.
It's amazing. Definitely check that out. It's like, let me like pull this. I just had it up. It's K41cph.com and this will take you to the site. It's very cool. I love it. So you also mentioned there was an ecological project you're involved in. Let me see if I can find that one. So I'm terrible with names.
Like the sustainability, the greenhouse
Yeah, it
sustainability.
was
Yeah.
biotech. I'm botching this.
Oh, you're like
Yeah. And so
such a good
was that also musical or was that just a project that would just happen to
No,
be?
that's completely different. And
Okay.
also like shout out also to Shan. Eventually, so funny that it's a big memory lane now. So basically that I was living in Copenhagen, and then through like my dear friend Irene, that she is like one of my like my sister, that she's always into like different situations in Copenhagen and outside, and she brought me to a different collective, and we had a project of building a boat. That's
What? You
everything.
know about?
Yes.
Okay, this is getting crazy.
Everything it's so like side quest stories. So we found a boat that we wanted to build up, and then we went to this collective, and then there outside Copenhagen, I met Shan, and then like that's actually a romantic thing. Like we fell in love, and then he was running like this biotech that it was this greenhouse built on the top of containers. So it's like
Wow.
so they created
This
together
all
with
this
yes.
all sounds very European.
Oh
Everything
my
you've
god.
talked about, like just like the antithesis of what we got going on here.
Yes, because
Just
it's like it's so powerful, because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like also the stay like Copenhagen commune
Yeah.
like supported this, and then there are incredible people like that build up like this greenhouse, like a group of like it was like 5 6 people started it up, and then they were growing mushrooms at the beginning, and
Yeah.
so on the top it was like this, so imagine
Oh
two
my
containers,
gosh.
one on the top of each other in the middle of Nørrebro, that is like a beautiful like neighborhood in
Yeah.
Copenhagen, diverse, and it's getting a bit gentrified, but it's still like very
I would love to see it.
alive. And so in that community, and like they build up like these 2 containers on the top of the greenhouse, and then they
Wow.
were growing mushrooms and doing like a great like a microgreens, and doing projects related of like sustainable like gardening, vertical farming
I'm just like blown
in the
away.
city, and then connecting also with local communities, which
Yeah.
is which is a like it's very important also part of the identity of Copenhagen, I would say. And I was so lucky to be involved in this project. And then when I jumped in, I saw that it was a bit missing the social part because it was becoming more. It was a beautiful project on like sustainable growing and like in urban farming, if I would say. And I was more a little bit this like maybe Italian energy that comes in on like, okay, but let's do jam sessions,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
a bar, let's do like something that it's that it can create even more community of people that don't know how to get in touch with you. And so we expanded it and then we create a new like a new name. It was still Bioteket as the
Yeah.
main house with all the incredible community of many people that participated in that. But then we gave it a new name called okay, this is Danish, but it's like Nofbe,
Nofbit?
which is Norrebro Open
Yeah.
Fellesskap for Benedictua Experimentera.
I got all of that, guys. Every single word. Totally understood that.
Okay, you can give me my Danish, my Danish passport now.
No, no, I mean, you're speaking it better than I ever could, so.
So basically, it's just like
Yeah.
it's like a collective, Norbro collective for experiments with sustainability, and that's what we were doing. We were like sustainability has various dimensions, like social. So we were doing like jam sessions every 2 weeks. We open up a bar. We were doing fermentation workshops,
Gosh.
mushroom workshops. We were doing like the jam sessions were amazing, so good with like
This is
incredible
so cool.
musicians like shout out to Simon. By the way, some of the records that I have are still from Simon. If you listen to
Aw.
that, you
Yeah.
can.
It's always special too when
And
you get records from somebody. Like I
yeah,
definitely have some in my collection that like somebody just gave to me, and it's like, oh, like you'll never forget who gave it to you.
yes,
So
and also yeah, that's yeah. With records, we can continue
it's
afterwards
like a
because
it's
yeah.
like a personal thing. So okay, so you did that. Let's move to Milan.
Oh my God,
I'm sure you did
yes,
a
I have
million
so
things in
many stories,
Copenhagen. I
but like
know.
yes, and
So in Milan, oh, no, you know what? No, no, we're not going to Milan. So you mentioned the boat.
yeah,
I need to know about the boat. No, I'm going back to that. I thought the boat was in Milan,
yeah.
but the boat was in Copenhagen.
So funny enough, I'm also sailor, and I'm a certified skipper. I love
What?
sailing. Yes, it was fucking hard. I must say, it was so hard. Like, there is so much misogyny on getting,
Mm-hmm.
like, on being,
The skipper.
yeah, skipper, especially if you're a woman. And, like, ole, like, it was very hard to get that, but I went through that, and yes, I got it. And it's coastal for people that knows what it means.
Wow.
But it's, yeah, I'm a skipper, commercial also. So,
I so when I did like the little blurb about you on Instagram,
yeah.
I called you Carmen San Diego. Do you know who this is?
Carmen San Diego.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
No, actually, like, I saw, like,
Right. So
no,
Carmen San Diego
yeah.
was this cartoon that a lot of us millennials, like my age, like I don't know, 30s to 40s,
Yes.
grew up with. And she wore this big red hat,
Yeah.
and she was like an international spy. And there was like games. It was like basically very educational, like the Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
You might have heard the Magic
Yes,
School
yes,
Bus.
yes, yes,
Right.
yes. Okay, that yes.
So this bitch, she was kind of like not bad, not good, definitely very mischievous, but she would just like be wherever. So the whole thing for the title of the show was like, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? And she would just be doing everything. And she always had a disguise on. And I don't know why the kids were always trying to catch her. It was like in the 90s, like kids were always trying to catch people. Like tricks are for kids. They're always trying to catch the rabbit. They're always trying to catch we have this leprechaun for Lucky Charms. They're always trying to catch him. I don't know why. But they were trying to catch Carmen San Diego.
Okay.
And so there was just this thing that she was just like a boss bitch. And growing up, I'm like, I liked her a lot, and I'm gay now, so I'm like, that makes sense. She's
That's
like
good.
international diva. So hearing you talking about being a skipper, crazy. It's so wild. How long does that take?
Yeah, yeah, a lot of miles, nautical miles, and I started not so many years ago, like in 2019, 7 years ago, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And also, that's also another funny story. Can I tell also this story?
Tell whatever you
Oh my
want.
God.
Whatever
There's
you
so
want to
many
share.
funny stories, but I share this one. my very dear friend, and we wanted also to dear like William. They wanted to do also a podcast, by the way. So we were in Gran Canaria together, and then he got a boat, and I'm like, I really want a sailing boat, and we come back to Copenhagen. And literally one day, another very dear friend, shout out to Alexander too, which has an incredible sound system, by the way. Parentheses. There is a new sound system, Malaco sound system. Check it out on Instagram. He put
Ooh.
it up himself, and yeah,
What's the sound system? It is parentheses. Is the name of the sound system?
yeah, it's called Malaco,
Very cool.
and it's big. So now
Oh.
she's out and
Function
about.
one. Watch out. Watch out.
Exactly.
All right, Laura,
Can
please sit
come
down.
for you. But anyway, so he connected. I just called him and like, hey, I'm a beer ticket. I really want a boat. He's like, yeah, my friend actually is on a boat because also
So crazy.
it's so crazy because yes, like there is such like a
Yeah.
sailing culture in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Like people like in Refselen, which is an island, there is like an incredible harbor, Lunetten, which I really hope it will stay because of stupid government bullshit
Mm-hmm.
and gentrification. I really hope they don't close it down,
Yeah, yeah.
creating like an artificial island, whatever.
Mm.
But there is a beautiful harbor there that is like historical also, and amazing people have boats there, and used to have my boat there, and basically Andres, he was there like on his boat, and parentheses, people pull out with their own boat from like Germany, Sweden, just to go to festivals.
Yeah.
So like during festival season, like now, imagine
Yeah.
if like you pull out like at Rendezvous,
Yeah.
like you have a
Pull up in a
harbor next to
boat.
Rendezvous
Yeah.
with your sailing boat and some friends, and then you do boat to boat and you go to a festival with
Yeah.
people like
But it makes sense
crazy.
because you're kind of like
Yeah.
there. You have like access to everybody. That's
Yeah.
so crazy. It's
So
so
it's
cool.
beautiful, like how it's accessible. Cause like I'm Italian and I've been like I love the sea. Sea is like such a big passion, but I have never started go like sailing because I'm not really a fan of Mediterranean culture
Mm-hmm.
on the boat. Like yes, on boat, but not on the fanciness of sailing, which is very inaccessible because if
Yeah.
you're not very fancy and upper class,
Mm-hmm.
not how many like how much money you have, just the style that you have, also the money because it's very expensive,
Yeah, yeah.
then it's not accessible. While in Copenhagen it was like, yeah, we're pirates, jump on the boat. And so I went.
Oh my gosh. I love
Oh my
it.
god, okay, up so much. I went see him, and literally like Andres told me, okay, come in. I went see him, and then he was like, yeah, you wanna sail? Yeah, I don't know how to sail. I'll teach you. And then we just went to a rave together. And then the day after, we went sailing together. And then I was part of the crew.
That
I
is
bought
so
my side, and
cool.
he taught me everything. And
That
then
is some pirate
yeah,
shit. You just
yeah.
like it's like One Piece, which is a anime about pirates I like.
Oh, shut up.
Okay. Wow.
And parentheses, another oh, maybe so many parentheses. We also hooked up one day, like a huge speaker
Oh, okay.
on two boats.
Okay.
On two boats, I was
All
like,
right. The way you said hooked up, I was like,
hooked up.
yeah.
And like on I'm just saying on the speakers, on two boats. And
Okay.
we had like on our sister rooster one big speaker,
Wow.
and then on another boat a Dax, and then we were just like
So
playing
you made
on
your
the
own.
water.
Did you make your own like stereo field with
Yes.
the?
Yes,
That's
so
fuck-
we were just like playing
that's
on the
fucking
water,
sick.
which I want to do again.
That's so cool. Yeah, we need boats and pools. So I know like there's like a poly couple out in Hilton that does like some parties, but like we need boats and pools, people. So I'm gonna soundbite that. Like just it's wet and it's warm and it's Wondermuff. Wondermuff. So we really need places. I mean, we have the beach with Rendezvous, which is awesome, but I thought it'd be so cool to do like a small party on a boat, but we need somebody who owns a boat.
Ooh.
Or even yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So or like a pool situation.
I think
for
slowly
sure.
it's gonna happen. I envision that, and also like more people to know how to sail. So this is my. I put it out there
Yeah.
that reach out if you want to know how to sail, and if you just want to help out fixing a boat first.
Oh gosh.
I'm very happy to do that.
Most DJs are like, oh,
Yeah.
we'll do like a workshop open decks, and you're like, I'll teach you how to sail.
Also,
Crazy, crazy.
we need to conquer the seas, pirate
Alright.
things.
Let's do like one more thing about overseas. So I'm really interested to hear about the bush doof. So I'm sorry to skip Milan, but I just want to hear about the bush doof because I feel like that's a very interesting situation. So that's like an outdoor kind of like Burning Man style thing is what I'm envisioning.
So,
And that was in Australia.
yes, it was
Okay.
north of Sydney. It was actually last year. A couple
Okay, this
years,
was
yeah,
recent.
last year, very
And that was a
recent.
New Year's Eve thing.
Yeah, New Year's
Okay.
Eve, and it was wonderful. Like a bunch of friends put up like this bush doof that now it started like becoming a thing. So
Yeah.
of them I don't remember the name, but I'm gonna post it out because they are a collective that now like they started becoming more like a festival, and that was like
Yeah.
the trial before the festival that they want to do. So they just invited friends. Actually, they were friends of my ex, and then yeah, we just like we were camping, and I was there also with my other like soul and best friend Marco. Ciao Marco. Like, and uh, and then we had a lot of fun, and I jumped on the decks. That it was beautiful because they spend time building up like a stage. It's like
So is the
before.
bush doof the event or is the bush doof like an actual thing?
It's an actual. So bush doofs in Australia are raves in the bushes in the
Okay.
forest, and then it's called doof. And
Okay.
so like it's like and so again like the word rave now I don't know
Hmm.
like it it
Let's
just
let's
comes with
have that
yes.
conversation, but let's talk about the bush
Okay,
doof first.
okay,
That's a
bush
great
doof because
conversation.
rave name
Yeah. We'll
no.
get there. We'll get there.
But yes.
It's a big conversation.
So
So the doof is the event itself.
yes,
Okay.
a
Because I
doof,
was wondering
yeah.
if it was like you know how like a Burning Man they always have that like wooden thing that they set up every year and then
Yeah,
they burn.
is that
I was
thing
like, is that a
that
doof? But that's just a burning
it's
thing.
like a Burning Man. It started as a doof and then it became like the Burning Man.
Okay.
So it's kind
Okay.
of, I would say, not a doof because it was not from Australia. So Australian is like the word doof, from
Okay.
what I saw, like I know. But at the same time, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a rave,
yeah.
like an old school rave in the forest, but at the same time with craft and
That's so
art and
cool.
curation and also there is like a way of staying together, of breathing together, or
Yeah.
like of appreciating nature, of appreciating the land.
Yeah.
This is also something I
That's
really like of
important, you know, and it's good
Thanks the
because you have different
land.
energies, you know, because if you're in like a club setting and it's like concrete and it's nice, you know, it's like a nice kind of sturdiness to that, but being in nature is just a different vibe.
Yeah, you got the
So,
vibrations, like, and
mhm.
it's literally vibrating. Cause also, yeah, the sound itself is, don't know, it's feeling better.
Now, was it like multiple days too, or was
Yeah,
it just one day?
it was
Okay.
like 4 days, I believe,
Okay.
3 4
It's like
days.
a whole festival.
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so dope.
Yes. When it was so fun, cause I literally entered last 20, no 2025. I think I entered 2025, just playing the Pink Panther on a Psytrance remix.
That's so dope. Oh my gosh. I'm just losing it. Okay.
That's it.
So let's do one more thing. How about we talk about the soul rehab?
Yes.
Because that was really cool. And um, you know, I'm just gonna put out there, I always feel very grateful to Tom when Tom lets me shoot because underground parties like keep them underground, but also I really like kind of documenting it and doing it in a very like tasteful and just kind of like could this be on Resident Advisor, you know, kind of thing. So it was really exciting to I think I photographed Otakwe first and then I photographed you. And I was running between both stages, but you had a really cool set. And what was really cool about that night, um, and I said this with Danny Otakwe as well, was there was just different flavors on both sides. There were like different flavors. I guess I could say techno, you
Yeah.
know, like techno. Um, but just like different vibes, you know, and um, I think it was cool because I would I would literally watch people, and as a photographer, you know, you're watching people, you're observing people, and they would come in and be like, I don't know, I don't know. You know, they like did that for Autoclay set, which is a very transitional techno set. People are very used to. This is my opinion. People can be mad at me, but I feel like here in America, people are very used to like lots of peaks and lots of drops and lots of
Mm,
cuts, and it's like very fast, and that's not transitional techno style. So I think they're kind of like, oh, I don't know. But then as the time went on, I saw more and more people filtering in, and they were like, the thing about that transitional techno style is you just start to focus, you're kind of into the beat. The beat's like very hypnotic, but then you start hearing the frequencies.
Yeah.
So like you kind of get pulled into, you're like, oh, okay, this is like different than what I'm used to. But so I saw that in real time. Did his job. You get on and you start playing like very, I don't know what to say, like very syncopated, very bassy, very like if Oruque's tone is like serious and just kind of ethereal, yours was like very fun, a little wonky,
Yes.
which I like, a little wacky. And people, I mean, there was an energy switch up, but people responded and they were like really into. I want to say, did you do like a share remix or something?
Yes.
Yeah, you did like
So
a
many people came
crazy
back with
like
that.
Do you
Yes.
believe in love or something?
Yes.
Life after love.
Trans.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it was really like just an out there remix, but so fucking fun. Of course, this is also Soul Rehab's a very queer gay party, so of course they ate that shit up. Like
Yes.
it was so cool, and I was like, oh okay, you know. And then obviously, there were some great DJs on the other side. So I don't know, like I'm telling you my experience on the outside as a photographer. I'm wondering what was yours? Like what was it like? I don't know. Was that your first soul rehab? I don't want to assume.
Yes.
Okay. So just what was it like maybe even getting ready for it or what you wanted to bring or your process? I'm keeping really open. But what was that like?
Thank you so much by this, by the way. Like, it's so nice to hear that. Like, it's crazy because I moved here like almost 2 years ago now, and like I came from a very tough period, and so like, but the first thing that I know about about Rochester was for rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like and it was so interesting also for me like to prepare that set because I was like, okay, it's a new place, and I never been really to the States before. It's a new place, it's a new crowd, it's gonna be pride, it's gonna be full of people,
Yeah.
and it's like so rehab. Like I saw, like I went to the Instagram page, I remember, and I was like, what, Octa played here, which
Yeah.
like
Yeah. There's some
like
been some
love.
really, really crazy
So,
names on the
for
soul rehab
example,
ticket.
just this, like for example, but
Yeah.
like, and so I was like, sure, I'm gonna like, that's gonna be fun because I love playing like quirky things, like as you say, like wonky at the same time, but like this silly part. So I just had so much fun because everyone was so into it,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I can experiment. I love experimenting, and especially like I love when like the crowd gets naughty because that's my point, to get people like to really loosen it up, to have fun, to
Yeah.
just like get
They
naughty,
they
get
they were getting
sexy,
they were
get
getting
yeah,
wonky and wild and
wild, yeah.
less clothed and it was a really really good vibe. If you check out once again the little post bio I did for you,
Yeah.
there is a picture of you and your cute little you have like these little pigtails. They're so adorable. Um and you can see the crowd in the background and they were just like losing it.
I had a
So,
blast. Also, thank you like so much for Tom to trust me without
yeah.
knowing me, and especially also from for Ethan, like that he proposed, like he
Yeah.
suggested me to play, and that was great. And
That's
also,
how it should be. And I was going to ask, so like I don't like just randomly ask people things all the time, but like how did the Tom connection happen? Obviously you're friends
yeah.
now, and I'm referring to Tom DeBlaze, who was a previous guest here and in process. Also is one of the residents and curators and promoters for Soul Rehab. Um, how did that connection happen initially, and then how did that translate into playing the Soul Rehab?
Ethan, EBC, by the way, check him out.
Mm-hmm. Which is what we'll talk about Ethan in a second. Ethan
Yes.
deserves a blurb. We'll
Yes,
get there.
exactly.
We'll
You
get
need to
there.
like, thanks to him, I
Mm-hmm.
know everyone. So
Okay.
like, you do really deserve it because
So how did you meet Ethan? Let's go there. Let's just do
yeah,
circle of
like
influence, circle of degrees.
yeah, like for real, like that beautiful soul, literally kind of saved my stay in Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
Like he literally picked me up and it was like, okay, like first so rehab. I remember it was in 2025, maybe like the first one after a while,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And it was like, okay, you shall come. And I didn't know anyone. And it was like so nice to introduce me to absolutely everyone, and I had a blast. It was incredible. Like, I like,
Was that the 9 year anniversary one with mutualism?
no,
It was a different one. Okay.
it's a different one. It's the one
Okay.
like is in a base. It was in a basement.
Okay.
It was very nice in a basement. I
I
don't
probably missed
remember
that
the
one.
name,
Yeah, yeah,
the name who was playing. I just remember to enter to a room like full of people really enjoying
yeah.
it, and what I'm used to, because I'm used to like the to enter into intimate spaces in which they're not like club vibes only of like I need to pump it and look cool. I'm
Yeah.
used to like people that really like their craft, and you don't have phones, and you're like more like
Mm-hmm.
Berlin, Copenhagen, that is
Yeah.
what I'm more used to. Like, and so I didn't know what to expect to coming here. I know there is that underground, but it's hard. It's called underground for a reason. You need to find it, and it was crazy to just be introduced like into that. And then I met Tom, and then I met like a bunch of other people, and everyone was so nice with me. And then I started like just like going to more parties,
Yeah, yeah.
more events, and then Ethan suggested me to Tom, and he listened to some of my mixes on SoundCloud, and it like he was like he understood also that I
Mm-hmm.
just moved and I didn't have my records,
Oh.
which is so hard when you
Yeah,
move to
yeah.
a different country and
Did you have to
my
get them
whole
like shipped
collection.
over?
Actually, no, because I don't trust it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't either. It's scary.
If anyone knows like how to ship records across the world, please let me know, because it's like still many records are in Milano now. But basically, I just every time someone was coming visiting, aka my mom basically, and like and then a couple of other
They would
friends,
bring some.
or I was going back, they were bringing
That's
some,
so smart.
and so I was not bringing clothes. I got rid of all my clothes to fill up bags of records.
I know, yeah.
So that's how it works.
Yeah. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
how.
DJ lifestyle is like another thing,
Yeah.
man. You're like, oh, vinyl or
Yeah.
clothes. I'm gonna
But
chase
that
the
was not a
clothes.
record one. That was just like on like there was like a digital, which I
Okay.
also had like a lot of fun preparing it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like yeah,
That's cool. So you meet Tom through Ethan
yeah,
and then just kind of like go from there.
yes, and then
So
connected, and because it's also like super open.
yeah.
Because also these like when you are allowed into like party organizing, underground meeting, I meet so many people. I love talking to people.
Yeah.
So and uh, and so like meeting so many people, I don't never give for granted that from the other side they're wonderful human
Exactly.
beings.
And
So
that's the beauty too. I mean, not that this can happen at any party, but especially underground parties, you have this element of connection,
yeah,
and like if the underground party's done right, and that might actually lead to our rave
yes,
conversation.
please,
Like everyone's welcome
yeah.
and everyone has a story and everyone is equal on that floor. And so you could be a really cool DJ or you could just be, an appreciator, but like everybody's there. And then those
Yes.
conversations, they do turn into stuff like this. And I'll just say, you're such a breath of fresh air. And I'm a mosier too. I mosey into parties. I mosey out of parties. Sometimes I don't. There's times where I don't want to be seen at a party.
Yeah.
Um, you
You
know,
want to go and don't be
yeah, I don't
seen.
want to be seen. And then
Yeah.
people are like, I need the gay, the New York City kiss. I call it the international kiss. I don't know, but
I'm such a hugger, so every time it's like,
right.
okay, I need
And
to learn.
I'm okay
Sometimes
with
it's a
it.
hug,
It's so
sometimes it's just
hard. It's so hard
like,
because I love people,
uh,
but you know, definitely we just like kind of always bump into each other, and
yes.
it's always nice. Even if I was like, this isn't the night that I want to see anybody, it's always nice. I'm never like, I don't want to see Wondermuff.
I love also
I don't want to
bumping
see that
into
bitch. No, that
you.
never happens.
Because
So,
I feel you respect personal spaces,
hmm
which is something that I think now I can kind of smell. That I have
hmm
a smell towards it. Because especially DJing, and again, like in many situations, not many, luckily not so many, but I found myself also in some situations in which just because the way I look, I'm like put aside. Because like that's not
mm
like the queer and gay word,
hmm
luckily, but
hmm
it's more like the I would say like straight
just
man.
say it. Just say it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's just like
this is the
a lot
place.
of like a DJ like straight
Yeah.
man DJ word,
Yeah.
or which is the thing like who's the DJ, or like oh no I help you connect the cable, and I'm like bitch I hold like I
Yeah.
have a whole setup that I'm putting
Like the
myself. Can you
mansplaining.
ask me first?
Yeah.
Yes, so
No, I mean, this is like a big conversation. And it's an exhausting conversation because it's been going on for a long time. Um, and I hear it all the time from women DJs. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Um, I'll share a little story. So, I love going to Mutek, which is this amazing festival in Montreal. It's very educational, and
We shall go together this
there's
year.
still
Like,
room in my
please.
car. So
Yes.
I have our friend Charlie is going. So if you want to go,
Yeah, I might. I
I'm staying in
might.
a hostel and it's like mad cheap. But part of my, I guess I could say bravery in meeting new people is I'm just like
Yeah.
I've met some very cool fucking people. So when I meet people who are like, because they don't know who I am, or I don't know, I'm not like in the in crowd or whatever, it's very strange to me. So when I was at Mutek, there was a really cool Q&A with Lady Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be familiar with.
Yes, don't know
Um,
much, but I know what you're talking. What you're
yeah,
talking
so Lady
about.
Starlight is a
Yes.
major early collaborator with a certain person named Lady Gaga, and a
Oops.
big inspiration on Lady Gaga. And Lady Gaga has been very vocal about that. I think she even talked about her last year. But Lady Starlight did like one of those YouTube Against the Clock series where like you basically
Mm,
make like a track on the fly and you just kind of show your process with, and like it's like more live instead of DJing.
that's
It's more
cool.
live,
It's very cool.
you know, electronic stuff, you know. And so, she's really into that like modular synth shit, which I don't know anything about. It's very cool. Um, but she was, just showing her process, making this track, like whatever.
Hmm.
The comments on that YouTube
Yeah.
were some of the most sexist, vulgar, diminishing, just I can't even describe the
What?
comments. And I was like, I just don't understand this. And I wish I could remember them. And I think they actually removed them, which was great.
Okay.
But I remember seeing this. This is like literally, I think a few months before she was in Montreal. So when we were in Montreal, I just asked her, I said, how did that make you feel? Like what, I don't want to just sit here and pretend this thing didn't happen.
Yeah.
And is that something you experience often? And she just shared, and she was just talking about, the whole being used to it, but also how things have to change. Very transparent, really dope. We ended up having a great conversation after the Q&A.
Fantastic that you asked.
Right.
Fantastic that you
Right, because I
asked.
was like, this is fucking
Yeah.
crazy, that this is still a thing. But what was really crazy, what's even crazier, is I'm like, hey, and I'm like, I was there with my friend Tim, who I drove up with. But after I asked the questions, and before I went to talk to her more, because we did talk more, I hear this voice behind me, and it's like, yeah, I'm really glad that you asked that question. Like, I was kind of, thinking about that too, just how crazy that is. And I look around, and it's fucking Surgeon, because Surgeon, the DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I
So
don't. I don't know.
Surgeon's a huge fucking techno heavyweight.
I sorry.
Like, no, it's
I
fine.
think
It's
about
fine.
it.
I think if you saw his stuff, you'd be like, oh, I know who this person is.
Okay.
But Surgeon and Lady Starlight usually perform as a duo.
Okay.
So they were actually there in Montreal to perform together, and they had also done an act where they had opened for Lady Gaga. Um, so that's Surgeon. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but like one of the biggest, I would easily say one of the biggest techno DJs in the
Okay.
world. When it
Sorry,
comes to,
surgeon,
it's
but
okay,
I
it's
don't
all
know.
good.
I don't
So
know
for
that.
me
Okay.
though, I knew who he was, and I was just amazed that he just came to talk to me like out of his own volition, and we had a good conversation once again where we were just like as dudes just being like, I don't fucking get this. I don't
Yeah.
understand this. It makes no sense, especially when you have somebody in the room who's wildly talented and knows their shit. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm not surprised. And then that kind of mentality from that point,
Hmm.
extra informed, not just wanting women DJs, but non-binary DJs, and obviously all women are women, but like trans women, like
Yes.
making sure there's that visibility there
Which are also
because
women.
yeah.
I will
We'll be clear. So
also
trans women
say
are
are
women,
women.
but I'm saying
Yes.
women, yeah.
Yes.
So
So.
yeah, let's be clear. So that is something that every time I hear about it, I always want to hear people's stories.
Yeah.
I always hope those stories don't happen again.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's like I think there is like now is because of the education and because like so many people speak up, started to speak up, like in terms of like as femme, non-binary, and queer, like yes, they start to speak up and they started becoming even more famous. Like this, like the big like lineup names.
Yeah.
Like now, even like in techno, is starting getting more female DJs, and they are like perceived more like as the like the not temptress, how do you say, like the priestess, like for
Mm-hmm.
example, now I don't have her name, but yeah, like the priestess, like the queen, which is great, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what it should be. What I would love to see eventually, like very soon, is that now we have like that wave of, okay, women, and like I take women's like point of view. Women never been like so much high up, and it was more like highlighting like straight white dudes.
Yeah.
Now more women. And now like it's kind of exaggerated too, kind of like, oh, if you headline as a woman, you need to be sexy or like have a
Mm-hmm.
great name or be like the
Mm-hmm.
queen. So I hope that eventually more and more is like,
Yeah.
I don't really care what you look like. I really don't care what's your
Yeah.
gender. I don't care what's your sexual orientation. I care about you as a human being
Yeah.
and the sound and the craft and enjoyment that you provide.
It's just
That's
how
it.
that's how it should be, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't. How do I say this? You still bring in your essence
Yes.
as a woman. So like, I'm not gonna
Yes.
say like, you know, I'll just like equal like
No, no.
in a diminishing sort of, blasé sense. But yes, like
It's fabulous
that
to be a woman.
like equal respect is the baseline, like equal
Yeah.
recognition and stuff is the baseline. I don't get it. It's crazy. Um, but yeah,
But I would say, coming
yeah.
back also what we were saying before, like in terms of like giving out that respect, I sniff that you could respect like private spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to the fact that you also what you said about the conversation with
Surgeon, yeah.
surgeon, yes, okay.
Crazy.
It's like I love when in this environment or generally like people just are just people.
Yeah.
And also because you might be talking with a like when you put on an attitude, this is for everyone, when you put on an attitude, you really don't know who you're talking to.
No.
You don't know what has been their day
No.
like you don't know like and then second after you might think, oh my god, I don't know this, but like I don't know this
Mm-hmm.
person, it's not in my circle of friend, and then
Yeah.
maybe you need something from them in terms of like not favor, but in terms of like it can be
Yeah.
like it could have been a good connection, or maybe you really need something from them,
Yeah.
and then now you're in the situation of like, oh, I'm sorry, no, they're like,
You
so
already you already did you already made the impression. And the
yes,
thing
so
is,
just be nice to
in this
everyone, and
world,
everyone is,
yeah,
yeah,
there's more than just DJs and producers, there's especially at new tech, which I love because it's
yeah,
not just music, it's digital arts, but you'll meet visual artists, you meet people who do sound support, you meet people who do like installations, or maybe they are the actual, like they have like very museum curators,
yeah.
kind of vibe. I don't know what that's called, so you have all these things, so it just doesn't make sense.
Which is beautiful. And another
Mm-hmm.
thing I want to say, just like giving out messages on
Mm-hmm.
that, is like, please, when you DJ, like it's the music you like you're DJing, other people made it.
Mm-hmm.
So like also the DJ culture, it went a little bit too far out. Like yes, as a DJ or as a selector, you are bringing on a journey. So
Yeah.
it's a craft. It's also a
Yeah.
craft because like you can have crayon, but if you don't know how to draw, they're just crayon.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those are not just crayon. Those are like many paintings. You're putting
Yeah.
on like more a movie.
Each track
Like yeah,
is a gorgeous thing, and it's something that somebody spent time on and fucking money.
yes.
And that also, I'm gonna toss this in there. That's why AI can't do that.
No.
AI can't do it. I don't care if it sort of sounds good. Like AI isn't telling the story or the feelings or the emotions and all the effort that a real human being put into that track.
It's very interesting this like the AI talk, and I would say like that I don't like, of course, like AI generation music for the
Mm-mm.
part that like we need humans to pursue what make us humans, which is I think a lot the arts and the connection between each other. So don't need to put machines doing that. Like
No.
make them do something else. At the same time, there is like a very interesting artist, like for example, called Exorcism, that I'm gonna. I don't know if you know him,
Mm-mm.
but it's like he's exactly like working with AI, like and actually with 320 collab and the genius of Irina. That shout out to her to like that
Yeah.
amazing friend and artist and and DJ too, that she like was in contact with exorcisms and came over like also for an event, a 320 collab, to represent also to present. I think it was called Semilla, which is like a machine that he trained on AI to
Yeah.
produce music,
Yeah.
but also to connect like the part of AI production with what are all the pieces of the people that make those pieces.
Yeah.
Like AI, it's a big algorithm trained on data, but what are those data
And it draws on the
points?
data. And if the data is consenting, that's a different conversation. And if the
Yeah.
AI is being used as part of a structure, as opposed to the whole thing.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like
MUTEC last year, a lot of the conversations that they had in the seminars were around the ethical use of AI.
yeah,
And they had like this really cool computer that you could put like a prompt into, and it was like feeding off of a database that was from the two people who made it.
yeah,
They compiled the database. It was like in their house, like back in, I can't remember where it was. It was
which is
some other
great
state.
because it's like
Right. So it was this thing where you
like
do it, and it would be
modern.
like the computer is going to like dream for you or whatever and make like a story or whatever based on your prompt. So like in that case, you know, it was contained, it wasn't extractive in like a bad way, and
Yeah,
it was like a project, you know. So it's like any other tool, right? But
yeah.
the way it's being rolled out, the scale at which it's being rolled out, and just the way it's extracting, it's just not it, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you simplify things in a way. Okay, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like democratizing it. I'm all for democratizing it, but there is a difference between you democratize a tool and you just make it like, yo, like, okay, let's make a, we could make a song now
Yeah.
and pretend, okay, we did a track and then do
Yeah.
like a very cool video on Instagram or TikTok and then
Mm-hmm.
sell it and then, yo, now we're famous. That's not how music should be,
Yeah.
should be shared, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because it's like, it's what is the process? And exactly what I love what you're doing here
Yeah.
is the process. Like we are not the final product. We should be more about the journey. That's also why artists and creatives should be paid just for the journey.
Exactly.
Even not putting out anything, like just a little bit, because it's like spending so much time and passion and
Yeah.
even not sleeping, even just thinking. Like you need to have like such a mix of things of like a multidisciplinarity to
Creative
create.
work and just creative output. I mean, I'm learning now just jumping into this stuff. It's exhausting and it's a lot of work. Um, and yeah, it takes time, you know, but even I don't want to spend too much time, more time on this interview, but
Yeah. Sure.
even like when I did, you know, your poster, I was like, I don't know what to do. So I have this database. It's really cool. It's from this company called Vault Editions, and they basically find public domain vintage art.
Okay.
So that's where like the little booty ladies
Oh,
on
that's
your
cool.
artwork. So it's all real art. It's real art that was made and archived. And they, you know, they make sure it looks great on PNG or whatever, you know, you're using. Um, and then I'm like, well, what do I do? I always have the paper background, the black line work art, and then I always have to feature something teal. So I'm like, what do I do? So I just kind of kept playing around, and I was like, let me just try to find like some watercolor stuff on the creative market, which is where I buy most of my stuff, like my fonts and stuff. And I couldn't find anything. And then I found a font instead of an image. I thought I was gonna find an image.
Yeah.
I found a font, and the W didn't look like a W. It looked like a zigzag line with a little bump on it. And I was like, that's her.
A six alive with a
Yeah.
little
A
bump on
little
it.
bump, a
I'll
little
take
booty bump.
it.
And I was like, that's
Uh,
it. I'm like, that's it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this W, so I just started playing around with the W, and then that kind of turned into what looks like abstract lines, but if you actually look at the picture, you can see it's the W just put in different positions and made big or whatever, and then you actually feature it in the actual, you know, paragraph and stuff. And so I was just kind of like, an AI couldn't have done that. I'm sorry, an AI could not have done that. An
yeah.
AI would not have thought of that. An AI didn't have to go. I was like stressed out. I was like, how do I do this? I get stressed out every time I make a poster. I'm just gonna be for real, and it's a good stress.
Do you enjoy that stress?
I do, but it's still
Okay.
stressful.
It's a bit of a kink.
It's still stressful.
Like a bit of like
Probably,
a
yeah.
yes.
It's definitely it's the artistry kink that you just kind of have to do good output. But yeah, AI couldn't have done that. It took time. I paid for that fucking W. Whoever made that font got it.
Great. Thanks for the
Yeah,
font.
and if you want
Like,
the W, I'll send it to
yes,
you.
yes, please. I might want the whole logo.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think it might become
Yeah.
my logo
It
like that if
could.
you can
It was
you
just
can
so
take
fun.
it.
And every time I've approached these designs, I just like kind of let my brain do its thing and let mistakes or just kind of let happy mistakes happen. And that was one that just I didn't think it was gonna turn out that way. So I just want to say
So
that,
thank you for that. Like when I saw the whole like, even the whole process, I really need to appreciate and say even this out loud because there are many like programs and streaming and radios, but you really went through like asking me and we met and you are like so you take time, which is something also that I'm learning because I was not a taking time person,
yeah.
but you take time to do things crafted well, no rush again, Irina. Shout out to
Yeah.
you. Like no rush, but like that process of let's
Marina?
Irina.
Oh,
Irina.
I was gonna say I know a Marina who has a label called
No.
Unrush, but you said No Rush. And okay, Irina
Because
was
she was always like no rush, stay fresh,
yeah,
which is something that changed me because I literally many
yeah.
years ago I was the kind of person which I still enjoy sometimes to say like okay, let's do an event. I
Hmm.
want everyone. I did like 48 hours, 24 hours party extravaganza, booking people,
But that's great
and
too, though, that kind of spontaneity.
it's great. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it so much, but if you do it in the long term, you burn out.
yeah.
Or I don't burn out, but people that work with me burn out.
Hmm.
So I'm learning
You have
like
so much energy, for sure.
like
No, it's
do
important to
more
me,
what you're
and
doing
that's
and
why
like
I
taking
I did
time.
two guests last month because it was important to make sure that I featured the guest who wasn't able to make it when they were
Yeah,
initially supposed to be on. So you know, I just want. I mean, I have to give myself time to mix.
yeah.
I'm also pushing into another thing called Cookie Pookie, which I can talk about another time.
Yes.
Cookie Pookie.
I want to know more about that. I
Yeah,
don't have time. We could
we could talk a little
talk
about
for like
Cookie Pookie,
four
but I
hours.
know,
You
but
want me to see him playing, but no.
basically, I have to figure out what the story is for the person, what's the story they want to tell, but also leave it really open. So I have to give it time. So I just have one guest on per month. That's all I can manage for output.
Yeah,
And I think it just makes sense, and it kind of gives people time to like watch it and stuff.
yeah.
And this will also, I'm gonna start putting the interviews on Mixcloud and SoundCloud. I was like kind of on my high horse, like I don't really want to do that because I want to force people to watch us and like engage with long form content and not passively engage in it. But
Yes, it's
enough
great. No,
people
it's
have
great. It's great. It's
asked. I
great.
know it's hard. But people enough people have asked. So I will be putting these uh audio only as well for
Okay.
the interview.
Yeah,
Just whatever,
yeah,
accessibility. So that'll happen.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do like a quick cookie pokey. I do really want to talk about Ethan for just a hot minute, and then
Yes.
we're gonna end with you telling us what you think a rave is.
Oh
And I'm
yes.
not even gonna add my 2 cents. I'm just gonna have there. So real
It's
fast about Cookie
very simple.
Pookie. Um, Cookie Pookie is kind of like the Bush Doof thing. Um, I sort of want a more organic style, and kind of it's gonna be underground in the sense that it has to be mixed transitionally and it has to have like deep cuts and stuff. But I want it to have kind of more organic sounds and more trippy stuff, and be a little bit less heavy than you'd
Hmm.
hear at like a club or whatever. But I'm very inspired. My main inspiration is like Multiculti, which is an amazing label in Montreal. I'm hoping to visit there when I do go. If we can go to Multiculti
Yes,
together, that would be
please.
amazing.
Yes, please.
So that label is just they have a really cool space and it's very being called Multiculti. It's multicultural, but it's respectful and
I like the name.
it just has all this
Multicultural.
really cool what we would call like world music,
Mm-hmm.
but a little bit more of that like techno house disco edge. It's a little it gets dark. Like there's a little bit of
It's
it.
good talk.
If you listen to the Multiculti
Yeah. Did you play it
label.
in your set, like
Yeah,
in
I
some?
definitely had some
Okay,
Multicultis in
yes.
there.
I think like drum.
Yep. There's gonna be a
Yes.
shit ton
Okay.
of
Yes.
Multiculti
Yes.
this
Yes.
Friday when I play at Martine
Cool.
too.
Cool. Cool.
But just a bit of a darker kind of vibe and stuff, but very I'll just say conducive to helping people go on personal journeys with whatever they choose to engage in for that.
Yeah.
And I just, really want to make something a little bit more organic, a little bit. I want it to be daytime too.
Yeah.
And while I will probably start doing the first events indoors, my hope is to get it outdoors. And if I only do one or two this summer, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
And then like push into more next year because it has to be done right. And I'm going slow and I'm working on like the ethos of it and making sure that there's proper diversity on the lineups, and indigenous reciprocity is a big thing I just learned about.
Oh, what is that?
So the idea is, when it comes to psychedelic use,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's getting very, we're learning about it through our scientific studies, right? Like academia,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like very positive
Yes.
for, mental illness or just PTSD or whatever the thing is. Obviously, people like to use it recreationally as well, but there's this thing of, well, why is it that the majority of academia that's studying it is white? And who are the
Mm.
true masters and the
Oh.
true originators and the true um, facilitators of these, I'm just gonna say, plant spirits? Who are the origin? And they're the indigenous people. The indigenous people. So there's this thing of this is a whole organization I've been following.
Okay.
So that the term is like an official term, indigenous reciprocity, and the idea
How
is
do you say
like,
again? Indigenous?
yeah, reciprocity. Yeah, I
Reciprocity.
could be saying
Okay.
it wrong,
Indigenous
but
reciprocity.
just this idea of like giving credit to where credit is due. If somebody is involved, like trying to make sure, just like we talked about, like women DJs,
Yeah.
making sure there's an equal representation, but also like to the front, to the front.
Yes. Yes. To
Um,
reclaim, I guess, also culture. No?
yes.
Cultural reclaiming is a big thing.
And so I kind
And
of want there
it's,
to be a holistic element too to the cookie pookie parties where like we open with like a sound bath or maybe like a sound artist or just like a more ambient set
yeah,
just
I
to kind of
like
ease
that.
people in and kind of build up because I've been to a lot of parties where just kind of like boom boom immediately and I just like let's just build up a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of like a chill out room, and then we will get to boom boom with cookie pookie, don't get me
With
wrong.
Cookie Pookie also is a great
Yeah,
name.
it'll be
How did
it'll
you
be
come up
festival
with
levels.
with this name? I'm doing
um
the interview to you now.
let me no I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
But going back to the indigenous reciprocity, um making sure that whatever I do is respectful, um acknowledgements, making sure, because we're on Native American land.
Yeah.
We're in
Yes.
Irondequoit right now.
Can you just
So
like make a parenthesis about that, like for
yeah.
people that don't know where what is Arandaque? What's
So like we're in the upstate New York area. I mean, all in the United States though. Just like street names and uh, city names, and just this would be a county like Monroe County. Inside of it are the different areas, and Irondequoit is one of the areas. And that's like I don't want to say what Irondequoit is from, but it's 100% Native American. So we just have all of that around us. And to me, that's kind of the big thing is like making sure that these sounds that are being used aren't being extractive. So definitely I think when I do sets, I'm gonna like make sure to name like where did these tribal like the drums and stuff. Like let's just get more into it instead of just like
I
taking
love
from
that.
it.
Yes,
And
I
so
love
I have like
that.
really thinking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, as for Cookie Pookie, um, I went to Bar Bad Ending
Hmm.
to go see. I think it might have been open house. I could be wrong. It's either open house or it was one of the plot twist drag shows.
The fiddle? No, sorry, it was another like a,
It was open house
okay, yes. Some people
with
with a
like Ian
fiddle
and
they were
stuff.
amazing. Well, yes.
Yeah, so I ran into one of the queens that I'd photographed before, and we were just talking, and I was talking about the kind of music that I wanted to push into playing.
Hmm.
So I had just played at Bug Jar with Ulock, who's a really great DJ from Buffalo. And this is like the first time I was like, I'm gonna start playing
Hmm.
this new kind of more disco-y, trippy, new disco, I don't know what to call it, style. So they were asking me, what do you play? And I'm like, I don't know what to call it. It's like housey, but it's a little techno-y, it's a little dark, it's a little
Kind
trippy,
of
it's a
hate
little out
that
there. I
question.
said it's Cookie Pookie music. And that was it. Once I said Cookie Pookie, it was in my brain, and later on, as I've kind of gained confidence in running this and just kind of getting to know people, um, I'm like, you know what, maybe fuck it.
Cookie Pookie is a
Maybe I
great.
have
It's a Cookie
enough.
Pookie music.
Yeah, maybe I have
Yeah,
enough to
I
like kind
like it.
of,
I like it.
and Cookie Pookie music
Sounds.
is like it's very big, like Acid Polly, and I keep mentioning these names.
Acid
Face.
Paul is Cookie Pookie.
Yeah, I think,
Maybe I'm gonna
I
play some
think,
Cookie Pookie later.
yeah, I
Like
mean, if we were gonna
possibly.
get really into
It's
it,
gonna be
people would
lot of
say it's
Cookie
like
Pookie.
organic house, maybe a little progressive house. But
You tell me if I then
yeah.
at the end if I play the cookie pookie music or not.
Well, I would love for you to play Cookie Pookie
I have
music.
no idea if
But you were
the music I'm
playing,
playing is
but
cookie
when you
pookie.
were playing the other day, we had an outdoor circle back. You were playing Cookie Pookie music. You were playing music that was like
The drums one?
very, yeah, very organic,
Okay, yeah.
kind of like old school, I guess you could say old school disco and just,
I
yeah.
went everywhere like with circle back because I really enjoy like when it's Sunday or like a circle back or like even if I would play again a rendezvous, like to have it more like okay we go like funky maybe a bit
Yeah.
housey disco, but it can go also
But it
like
sounds
bass, it
raw
goes
and it
like
doesn't
word.
sound over processed. That's the other thing I'll add. It
Yeah.
doesn't have an over processed sound. It sounds like somebody made something with just like a drum machine and like a synth, and it's just very raw and it's kind of nasty. And then, and, if it's
Like
coming
that,
from its
yes.
respective region,
Yeah.
then you have the people singing in their personal language and stuff, and it just has this like it's just very lovely and it's very refreshing. Not to say I don't love a dark techno set and I don't love whatever, but it's something very it's like
It's
it's just very human.
Yes, it's even music is broad, like it's broad. Like we listen to a lot of things. It's just
Yes.
also that, like when they ask me or like what are you playing? Because of course, I would generally like
Hmm.
when you're DJing. Also, it's weird to me for me to say DJing because I'm always saying selecting,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm actually DJing. Yes,
I
but it's
mean,
like,
yeah.
and they ask me what are you doing, and I'm like, okay, wait. If you look my record collection, we can go to Mars and back.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's really like now lately I'm learning more to stay on a journey, which I enjoy. Just like in the process that I'm having now is like staying like and possibly like tonight, this evening I'm building up a journey with like kind of similar sounds. But for example, I'm gonna so I pre-recorded a set that is gonna go on the Love Will Save the Day radio, which is a
Yes.
UK radio.
Love will save the day.
Oh, they're such a beautiful community
Yeah, yeah,
radio
yeah.
UK. Shout out to Cheeky Chiclet who invited
Cheeky
me.
Chicklet.
Cheeky Chiclet,
These are great
yes,
names. Oh my gosh.
great friend that he invited me to say, but why don't you do an open air with them? And hopefully the open air is appreciated and I can continue once
Yeah.
a month with Disco Biscotti new show. And that for example for that set is an hour. It will be an hour set, and also that radio show that I'm crafting. It's more like dark and kind of like not dancing necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like break beats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And every time I would love also to experiment with that because maybe next time it's gonna be a whole Italo rock.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Cookie Pookie
Like
has a lot of Italo too.
Italo also
I
now
don't
I
know.
made
It's
peace with
just
my
that's just the
roots.
vibe, yeah. It's
It's
just
great
like it's like a
music.
little out there, just kind of like silly, but
But
like
also Italo is not
but
just
very
silly, I must
badass.
say. Like
Italo has
yes.
a very badass vibe to it.
Yes.
So
But
and
it's
then
so sexy too.
and that
Like
kind
it's
of leads to
iconic.
like the dark disco stuff
Yeah.
and yeah, no, it's all connected. There's definitely I don't want to fully define what Cookie Pookie is, but I know when it is and when it's not. That's all I'm gonna say. Like when it comes to that. All right, we have a little bit of time left to do this interview.
Yeah.
I want to do something for a very special friend of ours. We mentioned Ethan. Can you do
Yes.
me a favor?
Yes.
Can you put a 1 minute timer on your phone? And
Dun,
there's a,
dun, dun,
there's
dun,
a
dun, dun,
reason
dun,
why.
dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
So let
And
me
then
do
we
one.
both got to see it.
Oh my god. I do this pretty often.
Okay.
1 minute.
Yep. And then let me see it, and we'll press start when I'm ready.
1 minute. Three, two, one,
All
go.
right, so we're going to talk about Ethan, who goes by EBC, and we only have a minute to do this. So Ethan is awesome. Ethan has played Soul Rehab. Ethan is, I'd say, the main curator and I don't know what you call it, resident for Circleback. Ethan is also going to be DJing Rochester Pride for 2026, which is huge. This is a collaboration between Soul Rehab and Ethan's new project slash collective, whatever we're calling them these days, Tandem, which is very exciting. And you should go to at tandem.rock on Instagram if you want to check that out. Ethan is going to be playing with the Carrie Nation. And this is going to be at Water Street Music Hall, and it's going to be on July 18th. And I'm trying to get a date here, 8:30 p.m. It's going to be fucking crazy. We got about 10 seconds left. Check it out. Huge booking. Huge props to Ethan. Huge props to Soul Rehab. Follow the Tandem page. That's the new thing. That's it. We're done.
Yo, and
Yeah. We did. Okay, we had the timer. Okay, maybe I had a few seconds.
got
But
it. Got it.
no, I have to do it because like when you do the
Music.
Instagram
Yes.
stories, you only have 1 minute. It's so fucking stupid. Or it
Yeah.
has to be a reel, and then like, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah, like
I don't
attention
want to do.
span of
I don't
people.
want to do a reel. So All right.
But also tandem, great tandem, excited for tandem,
Yes.
of which like the two that you see here are
You don't want to
collaborating
say. I don't want to say
too.
too much. What I will say.
I'm definitely collaborating with Ethan about
Yeah.
that.
Yes. I don't want to
So
say too much. I just want to say tandem's definitely gonna bring what I would consider deeper underground sound, maybe a little darker. I'm not sure. I don't really want to define it, but we have Body Language is a fantastic collective, and I think of
mhm.
Body Language as being very childlike and
Yeah,
playful, and just kind of. I think Tandem's gonna have a very different energy than that, and I'm just gonna leave it at that because it's not really mine to define. I just know a little bit about it.
I think like next time you're gonna have Ethan here, you can all hear about it.
Yes.
I would just say that one thing that I love about him and about this project is the idea of like not sticking on a genre
Mm-hmm.
too, but more like exploring like the tandem, the two people, because it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like two people booked and exploring how these, especially like maybe someone that is more in the scene, more that are better contacts, and someone else that actually is like less known, and explore also how this pairing comes up to life,
Okay.
which is
She
so
said it. I didn't say. I
exciting.
didn't say it.
Which
I
is
didn't say
exciting.
it.
Maybe,
You
maybe,
said it.
maybe. Like if I spoiled,
Yeah,
like Ethan, just
yeah,
like call me
yeah,
now and just say
yeah.
stop letting
No, but
people.
I
No,
do think though, and
no,
I will
I like this
stand on
concept.
this that
Yeah,
it definitely just has to have people doing like those deeper cuts. I will
yeah,
say that it's just the vibe that I get from even there's like a little there's a little cute little it's like a little pixel logo for Tandem with the
yeah.
T. It's really cute Tandem. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay,
Yes.
we got to
And
wrap.
yeah,
So
and
yeah,
then
let's
maybe I want to say just another thing, like
yeah.
just because we're here, one dream that I would have is also like that I have, not that I would have, is to connect Copenhagen to Rochester and also to
Mm.
like New York City and like, because I grew to notice and to learn how beautiful is like Rochester, Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, and New York City.
Yeah.
It feels like the three like Rochester from my early knowledge, but it feels like Rochester, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh are
It's
like
a
the
hub.
three
No,
sisters
we've had a lot
of
of
like New York
crossover.
City,
Yeah.
and like the also like the scene, the beautiful scene that there is there, and
Detroit
like
too. Yeah,
and
we've had
Detroit
people from
and
Detroit come here.
Chicago, I
Yeah.
guess, like about more Detroit
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
possibly,
Chicago.
like,
Yeah. No.
and wow, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
so blessed that like in this town that I would not imagine to find these. Like there is such like exchanges and like it's a family, literally a family,
Yeah.
and so I would love to start building bridges. So reach out to me, please, too. Whatever, like both sides, Copenhagen, and also like this, like New York, Rochester, Pride, like Rochester, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Detroit. I'm no one, yeah, but like I would
No.
love to create bridges,
No,
to connect
definitely.
people, to bring like people from there
But that's
here
how it
and from here there.
happens. That's how it happens.
So please,
Like everything. Even I mean, I remember when Signal Noise, which is sort of what I
yeah,
consider the sibling collective to Slow Rehab, was here, and that's how it was. It was very word of mouth, and like, oh yeah, I know this person, I know that person, and then
yeah.
they were like, oh yeah, sure, fuck it, I'll come up. Like
Because I
that's
know
how
they
it
do it
was.
like they do it already, like especially like New York City and
Mm-hmm.
Copenhagen, like especially with I don't know the name of the collective now, but like there are like for example Shake that is like a DJ, like an incredible, I really like him, like DJ like them, sorry, in Copenhagen, which is like New York City is basically home. So I know there are like a lot of exchanges, and I would like also to bring these on a more like not necessarily like if you are on a label,
Yeah.
what I mean, like you know what I mean, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, uh do we have a budget, can we create a budget, are there even, if someone knows about fundings, are there even like international fundings? I know Copenhagen is good with that,
Mm-hmm.
so if you're listening to that and you're in Copenhagen and you know any kind of like fundings to access, like bring music to the States, now is a bit hard, I know, but and vice versa, let's reach out, let's talk, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in possibilities. Okay.
Okay. We did it.
Last thing.
Oh, okay.
Last thing, because it's been
Okay.
an amazing interview, but I
Yeah.
do want to get to our mix. I didn't ask once about what you're gonna mix or how you're gonna mix, which I kind of enjoy, because I usually do that. I'm like, oh, what kind of genres are you into? I'm not gonna do that. What I am gonna ask you,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's not a tired question,
Let's try.
but it's an important one. What do you consider a rave?
Oh, it's very easy. It's not a tough question. Like it's so easy. Like a
It
rave
is
is
a
an
very easy.
illegal party. Is it illegal?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a party illegal with a great sound system of people that care about listening to very loud music on a great sound system, dancing, releasing, and whatever that can happen on that. And they really take care of the environment because as the real raves, the one that I grew up with from Milano, but also like Copenhagen and around Europe, like it was big. It's like you take a great sound system, you go into like middle of nowhere, you hope you not get busted by police,
Mm-hmm.
and you play and you have fun, and
But you
then
got those running shoes on.
yes, and
Get those
then
running
like
shoes. If you gotta run, you gotta run. It
yes,
is what
that
it
was a
is.
rave. It's not like don't please don't call a rave a party. Even like the other day, like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like mention that, but like I read like I don't know like a art and craft rave,
Yeah.
which I was like I wanna cry. It's like now I cannot even use the word rave. Like the
Mm-hmm.
rave parties and also especially maybe now I would say this is my mentality of Europe, but like big raves are in India, for example. Have you
Mm-hmm.
seen those
Yeah.
huge, massive sound
Those sound
systems?
systems are
Like
crazy.
that was like go up psytrance, for
Yeah.
example. Like the
Yeah.
whole history also of psytrance. It's not Israeli. I'm sorry, but it's not like now it's been like claimed by Israeli people. It's not
No.
fucking Israeli.
No.
Psytrance. So stop like
Yeah.
associating psytrance to that,
Yeah.
which is such a dear genre that I'm gonna play also tonight. It was just like the meeting
Yeah.
pot of like Indian Goa and like traditional music with like a bunch of people from I would say also like more like the techno asset like that it was
Mm-hmm.
coming out from like the Detroit and that it was coming that was traveling also starting traveling also to Europe like Manchester that was going to India to Goa and then there was like this okay it's techno but it has
Yeah.
all the wilderness of the
Yeah.
Indian and then how Goa Psytrance and Psytech was created
Yeah.
then yeah
And that's what I'm
so
very into as well. And that would also be if Cookie Pookie gets a little bit darker and longer.
yeah
For sure, I would want to push into those genres
yeah
like psytrance.
so
But
that's a rave it is so please if you do like a great party even in a club but even if you do
mhm,
generally a great party don't call it a rave
yeah,
it's a great party it's a gathering like can we find some adjectives
yeah,
it's a gathering is a like underground still like I would say
this
as a
underground
word
party is still appropriate.
also underground is a bit tough because
Yeah.
now like techno became mainstream
Hmm.
which I have mixed feelings about it like I'm happy that is like more like that even for example a town like Genova that was big in Italy that the whole town and it was there was Charlotte de Witt playing like
Hmm.
open air like and then there
Yeah.
was a sort of like fight I don't know fight across like
Yeah.
majors in Italy of who has Charlotte de Witt in their own plaza
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their own
Yeah.
square in the piazza so
Those
like
parties are massive.
that was fun so I
Yeah.
like the techno but at the same time stop like going on like I don't know internet or trying to see how you enter into Berghain
Hmm.
by dressing up.
No.
Like
No.
don't do that. Like techno is not like even like
Yeah.
the techno part is and here want to say is not like there is like a style in terms of there is an aesthetics as there is punk aesthetics but punk aesthetics if you just put a punk aesthetics and you're not punk in your action you're not punk
Yeah.
you're hopefully not copying but celebrating an aesthetic
Hmm.
but don't claim it
Yeah.
so it's the same.
There's a lot of that, and I think the markers. I really gotta wrap this up. I think the markers are once again is that diversity there,
Yeah.
and I'm not just talking about race. I'm talking orientation. I'm talking age.
Yeah.
Like I don't like if I see a party and it's just like a bunch of young teeny boppers. I'm like, like where's the experience in the room? Where's the people who
Yeah.
have maybe raved in the '90s or whatever. Like that's important. Um, I think that accessibility is a big thing. And then once again, are those lineups diverse too?
Yeah.
You can tell, and I think so. I always have this question in my brain because I'm like, what is underground? I purposely said for in process, it's an
Yes.
underground kind of focus, but it's a constant question because it is sort of like
Yes.
pushing into new things, and I don't want to be gatekeepy, but I also think there is a need to be like sort of gatekeepy, and I also think
Interesting. Yeah.
like it's just a mixture of like where is it genuine? Is it
Yes.
accessible?
Yeah.
Is it, you know, obviously we love high art. I don't mind something being a little avant-garde. Like I
Yeah.
enjoy that, but like is it to the point where it's pushing into that kind of gentrification capitalistic thing? You just know, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I keep saying. Anytime this conversation is up, you know when it is and you know when it's not.
Yeah.
And
True.
I
True.
think,
It is
yeah.
also, but it's also hard more and more because we have like so much exposure on, again, social media, like a lot, and also like we know about more things, which is a good thing. That like I can find certain underground parties if I'm very good at looking into like Instagram, for example, because that's the way how I travel. If I go somewhere in completely I love traveling alone, and I go somewhere, the first thing I'm gonna hit a record shop, then I'm gonna do like a research on
Yeah.
Instagram. I'll start from record store, like
Yeah.
maybe labels and things, and then I might find some interesting party, which is the underground party.
Parties still need to do flyers. Do flyers because
Yes,
that's so
yes,
fucking cool when you
please.
find a flyer and you're like, oh, I didn't know about this thing. And then like it
Yes.
just happens.
And
So
leave
that's really cool.
flyers at your local record stores.
Yeah.
Please,
Do
like,
it.
just like do more record stores.
Cafes. Leave them
Yes.
on the floor.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't be rude to the party,
Leave
but
them
like,
around and
don't try to undercut another
yeah.
party, but like leave them around so that
But
people can see them.
yeah, and I really like the thing what you said in terms of underground that is still a question because I think also in terms of like wording we just need to keep updating on the like not gatekeeping in the sense of just being nostalgic about the 90s. Yeah, okay, like, but a great period for
Hmm.
music and for like a liberation, and now liberation is very hard, but at the same time we're hitting the liberation,
Hmm.
like we are hitting it and we are showing up that when we wanted we like as like a common mass we can do it,
I
so
think
it's harder
underground
but we can do
culture and
it.
underground art and just everything that's kind of connected to it, I think it's the key to dealing with
Yeah.
sort of what's going on right now. And I'm hoping that these
Yes,
conversations and
please.
the more we connect to things, that kind of starts um, our, well, a lot of people are already resisting, but it strengthens our ability to resist.
Yes, it's
So,
such an I
and
agree,
that's
such an
I
act
think
of
that's part of
resistance
why I love
to
this culture so much because it is really badass and it is very
yeah.
like fuck you. Speaking of
And especially if you
yeah.
have, like, if you just have another note here, if you have like if you're on a club, if you have a night, if you have like in a condition of power to, of money to book people, like please keep booking people that you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and they are also like they can have that act of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Like please keep asking because also something that I see a lot is when like that people start like iterating with the same people, please like just expand and give opportunities to other people. If they fuck up, it's okay, they will
Yeah.
not ruin your party because the
Yeah.
concept also of underground is that like we need to explore. We can't keep saying like, okay, I don't know, the gays want disco, so let's just play disco. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not true. We
Yeah.
all want like to be also challenged, and sometimes like sometimes too much. I would say like okay, like the line is hard to keep, but
Mm-hmm.
the process like keep be real
Yeah.
on your process of like be genuine in what you're playing, on your craft, on the sounds, and yeah, that's it's very passionate about
No,
that.
I love
So
it.
it's
It's
like
very inspirational.
yeah,
All right.
okay.
Thank you so much, everybody
My God.
who's watching this later. We are going to have a mix. I'm excited. This is going to be our very first vinyl format mix. So I'm excited for that. The setup's a little wonky. There's just not enough room on my table, so it has like levels and stuff. But I think we're going to make it work,
Yes.
and I'm very excited. So do you have anything else you want to say before we go? Or
Oh my God, like that's like the toughest question of the whole
yeah,
interview.
just a little whatever.
I just want to
Yeah.
say keep loving your craft, keep loving your music. And when you feel that's like, yes, when you feel you're not enough, or someone make you feel you're not enough, or you're not yeah, enough for some places, fuck it. Just
Yeah.
like enter with confidence, with your confidence, even if you're scared or worried of what's happening. If you're gonna fuck it up, just make it with style, I
Hmm.
would say, with your own personal
Yeah.
style. And have fun with that. And book, keep booking people.
You have to enjoy it.
Yes, that are as an
And
actor resistant also give possibilities. I have so many things to say. And
well,
yeah.
I bet that if people catch you at their parties, he will say them. So keep an eye out for this
And
mysterious figure.
come talking to me, like
Yeah,
come
yeah,
dancing
yeah.
with me. I love dancing, and also
Mm-hmm.
like go dancing. I love dancing. Like when
Mm-hmm.
other people sad, just go under the speaker and just like
Yeah.
dance, listen to them,
Let
and
yourself
cheer it.
go. Put the phone away. Enjoy
Yes,
yourself. Enjoy your
yes,
body. Being in touch.
love
All right,
it.
everybody.
Okay, so many
Bye bye for
thanks.
the interview. I'm gonna try to do this like little graphic thing because I always
Thank you
mess it
so
up.
much. Love.
Oh, I did it.